Check, check. 1 2 1 2. We are live. Delayed a bit this evening due to the One Lance B's live stream. He posted on Twitter at 7:30 Pacific that he was going live to talk about CoreWeave and this setup that could be coming down the pipeline. So I tuned into that one, and that was going on for, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes the last little while here. So go check out his Twitter. And Lance always has some good stuff. So, that being said, I am behind yet again in the evening. These evening hours are precious. I don't seem to have enough of them. There's always more and more stuff going on. So, I haven't even finished running through scans. Scarfed down my dinner while I was watching the live stream. Don't even know where stuff is gapping right now. Boy, oh boy. TNGX, that thing's breaking out. What's the high here? $3. Came back, retested it. A-Gen, multi-day runner. Whoa. Big move early. NPWR, another one breaking out. 263. IMAB starting to speed up. These things are getting a liquid. Let's see here. BMGL I had on watch for that first green day. We didn't get the gap down, so it wasn't A grade like I wanted. But we got that pop and fail, hard stuff. Pulls back, breaks pre-market lows, get those reclaim engulfing candles, so I just chased it, put risk on low a day. Started to work nicely, and then we got hard crack lower highs, so I moved on for small gains. SBET, sold this one for flat. It was the multi-day runner, same thing, was looking for gap down, prior day's lows as a guide, and instead we got a gap up in morning spike, so I was forced to just buy a pullback, risk on lows, so now my risk reward is shot. I'm risking like 10%, which I don't love to do. $6 a share, starts to work, and then rolls over. We get a little bit of failed fall through here under 64s, so I moved on, which ended up holding and going up into the 80s, and I would have been gone off desk by around here anyways, but I don't really think they set up that well to begin with. Grind, this thing went flaccid today. That multi-day breakout I was swinging failed, so took that one off. Pony, this one here finally gave way on the daily under those 16s, so I leaned on it on whatever pop I could get that wasn't much, and covered into sped up action, and then trailed it on a 5-minute bar break. So that one turned out pretty nice. Technically, this one is a swing setup. Could continue lower, but the shares to borrow for this swing trade was like 10 cents a share. and I just was not interested in paying that amount for a locate. EYEN, I still have a position on. Was a multi-day breakout here through this descending wedge. Volume started coming in here. I got some attention with a PR here in pre-market. Faded off. Bought the opening range highs and was risking versus lows. Did not lock any in. Plan was big picture idea, just get a good entry. We got some nice sideways consolidation. I added and was risking these 199s. Once we broke highs, I bought the next pullback. I risked half on my average, which was right around 205-ish. I took half off for flat, and it still held those 199, so I put full size back on versus the proper risk level there. If it's not gapping up tomorrow, I will take it off if it's red, but ideally get gap up continuation. Unfortunately, I would have liked it just to close strong and get that gap, but it is what it is. So those are the trades there from today. CoreWeave obviously going, I'd prefer for this to go higher tomorrow and then use that Thursday, Friday rule for a trade. If this could go 180 to 220, something like that tomorrow, that'd be really sexy. But we got a gap to gap to gap and then range expansion, volume following it, which isn't what we had over here, which is why I was not interested in shorting it. But now it's getting a lot more ideal, so worth keeping that one on watch. Oh, excuse me. Pony, I like this for day trades. There's a ton of bag holders now on this, 16 plus. Any pops using 16 as a guide, I like for a fade. I don't think this is going to come back. I think it's got room back down to like 11. So, kind of like MLGO. This one's a lot more toxic, but similar kind of strategy where every morning pop, morning pop and fade, and that's kind of the way around paying the overnight fees and the swing locate. Is just kind of looking for intraday patterns on a bigger picture downtrend, so I will still keep that one on watch. Excuse me. What's that ticker? M something. MCTR, not RT. Just insane move. Throw that one on because it's a percent gainer. Oh, what else? It's funny. Usually I don't get many large caps hitting scan, and CoreWeave is on there. It is up 30% today. And especially now that I haven't tried it on those multiple like lower quality setups. Excuse me. The my appetite to try it and put risk on is a lot higher than if I was trying to short it each time in the last few weeks. I wonder where GUR is these days. I haven't looked at that one for a while. Wow, I nailed the meat of the move on that thing. It came back. doesn't quite touch. What if it goes back to here? Still not. This little dip broke it. What else? What else? What else? Capped pulled back today, unfortunately. Very illiquid. Like I said yesterday, if it happened today, not really disappointed or eager to trade it. Wanted it to start to blow off. Get some real volume behind it. And it just didn't happen. Continuing to build. Doesn't look bad. We got those wicks on the top side of those candles, which is showing morning strength getting sold. Morning strength gets sold. Morning strength gets sold. What else? I saw Oklo kind of got a... Can close that. Had like a flat little multi-day base, but it's just not quite enough consolidation. I do like this kind of candle where it just engulfs a bunch of the days. I do see the merit to this breakdown trade here through the 48, 49 area, but but just not enough, not tight enough consolidation. So capped, I can take this off watch. Pretty funny, it went right into that VWAP level. If you just blindly shorted it. But no need to watch it now. MCTR multi-day or big percent gainer. BME multi-day runner, or I keep saying it. Big percent gainer. CoreWeave is a multi-day runner. Ion ideally becomes a multi-day runner, swinging that one. UAVS. Pretty weak. Mod V. Got a pop into that resistance late day that I was looking for. Just wasn't straight off the open, but Hood, I did not get the flush entry. It just continued higher as expected. BMGL, no reason to watch that. Grind, no reason to watch that. HBIO, set some price alerts. SBAT, no reason to watch that. IMNN, a little bit of a pullback there. Not quite enough of a front side move to look for the backside bounce. So I don't really care to watch that. LVWR, this looks like it still wants to break out. If you look at like the intra-daily, looking at the daily, it doesn't look as clean. It kind of looks like Hertz over here. You get that multi-day move, pull back, it tries. It looked really good over here. Like it looks like this. Fake breakout, consolidation, then eventually rolls over. And look at this one. Looks the exact same. So I imagine this eventually rolls over, whether it pushes and fails, but I'm not interested in longing that. FAS looks like it could be backside bounce material. Ideally, we get closer to these 60s. If it gapped down towards 60s, I'd like to look at that. Two to 70. Could get pops back into ones. Yeah, I traded SBET. Not really for much of a gain. Plan yesterday was the a gap down washout versus prior day's lows. We got a gap up and straight morning spike. I do not like playing first screen days when they gap up. So I just bought a random pullback and was risking this red to green low a day area. Had like $6 a risk. And on $6 a risk, knowing that I need to make like a $18 a share, and this thing has to run to like $90 to make it worth it. From 61, 80 is the 3-to-1. So it didn't seem like the best risk reward idea based on its gap up and morning spike. There wasn't much consolidation, and like the algo entry, kind of systematic entry, is the high a day break here. Once it sets its high and consolidates and then rebreaks out, which is even worse risk reward. And then we got this little pop, looked decent. And then we got this little failed fall through here under 64s where I took it off for flat small gain. Ended up going higher. I wouldn't have been around for that 80 move anyways, but yeah, I didn't make much on it. I don't think between SBET and BMGL, I don't think they set up that great with the gap ups. They were up quite a bit this morning. At BMGL, I think was up over 10% at one point in pre-market, and SBET was gapping up, so not ideal. But to answer your question, I did trade them, just didn't really care for how they set up. So in terms of watches for tomorrow, Pony, any and all pops for 16. I think eventually rolls over. Fast, if it get enough of a gap down towards those 60s, I think could warrant a backside bounce back up to like $1. So I will keep that one on watch. Not A grade, but I think it's enough. LVWR, I will look for a similar setup in the coming days to HTZ over here for that little rollover once enough longs get bagged buying the breakout. EYEN, swinging this breakout here. Need it to gap up. If it starts to fail under 210s, the breakout level, I will move on. Core Weave. Ideally, this goes like around 200, 180, 220, some sort of blow off. I want it to continue to run higher tomorrow. In a picture perfect world, it sets its low a day within the first 5 minutes, and then that is it, and it just goes. I'd like to save that trade for Thursday or Friday. We will see. Beamy, Michter, big percent gainers. So those are the names I'm watching. I know it's late, so I was not planning on sticking around too long. For me being late, you can blame it on Lance. But I do recommend going and it's on YouTube. He's recording his live stream. I think he said he's going to upload it tomorrow, but he posted the link on Twitter. So if you click on it, it's probably available if you go through his Twitter link. But other than that, I will leave it there. That's enough review for the evening. You East Coasters are D-gens if you're up watching it this late. And West Coasters, we still got a couple hours ahead of us. So, alrighty. Have a good evening, guys. I will see you in the room tomorrow. Take it easy.